Genesis chapter 1, New King James Version. The history of creation. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and the darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called that light day, and the darkness he called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the water." Thus God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. So that evening and morning were in the second day. Then God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herbs that yield seed, and the fruit tree that yield fruit accordingly to the kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and the herb that yield seed according to its kind, and the trees that yield fruit, whose seed is in itself accordingly to its kind. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were in the third day. Then God said, "Let there be light in the firmament of the heavens, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons of the day and of the years. And let them be for light in the firmament of the heavens, to give light to the earth, or on the earth." And it was so. Then God made two great lights, the greater light to rule over the day, and the lesser light to rule over the night. He made the stars also. God sent them in the firmament of the heavens to give the light on the earth, and to rule over the day over the night, and to divide the light for the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Then God said, "Let the waters abound with an abundance of living creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth according to the face of the firmament of the heavens." So God created the great sea creatures and every living thing that moved, with which the waters abounded according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the sea, and let the birds multiply on the earth." So the evening and the morning were the fifth day. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creatures according to its kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth, each according to its kind." And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeped on the earth according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, like them, have dominion over the over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle of all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him, male and female. He created them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish and of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And God said, See, I have given you every herb that yields seed, which is on the face of the earth, and every tree whose field yields seed, and to you it shall be for food. Also to every beast of the earth, to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, in which there is life, I have given every green herb for food. And it was so. Then God saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good. So the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Number 2, chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth and all the hosts of them were finished. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all of his work which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because he rested for all of his work which God had created and made. This is the history of the heavens and the earth when they were created in the day that the Lord God had made on earth and the heavens, before any plant on the field was in the earth, and before any herb of the field had grown, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the earth, and there was no man to till the ground, but a mist went up from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. Life in God's garden. Then the Lord God planted a garden of eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground the Lord God made every tree grown that is pleasant to the sight, and good for food. The trees of life was also into the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now a river went out into Eden to water the garden, and from there it parted and became 4 river heads. The name of the first is Pishon, Pishon. It is the one which skirts the whole land of Havilah, Havilah, where there is gold. And The gold of that land is good. Bdellium, Bdellium, and the onyx stones are there. The name of the second river is Gihon, Gihon. It is the one which goes around the whole land of Cush, Cush. The name of the third river is Hiddekel, Hiddekel. It is the one which goes towards the east of Assyria, Assyria. The fourth river of Euphrates, Euphrates. Then the Lord God took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to tend and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in that day that you eat of it you shall surely die. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone, and I will make him a helper comparable to him. Out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air, and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And whatever Adam called each living creature, that was its name. So Adam gave name to all cattle, to the birds of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper compatible to him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in his place. Then the rib which the Lord God had taken from men, he made it into a woman, and he brought her to the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of men. Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother, and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. Chapter 3. The temptation and fallen of men. Now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he had said to the woman, has God indeed said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, you shall not eat, nor shall you touch it, lest you die. Then the serpent said to the woman, you will surely die. You will surely not die. You will not surely die, for God knows that in that day you eat of it, your eyes will be open, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So then the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eye, and a tree desirable to make one wise. She took of its fruit and ate. She also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves coverings. And they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden into the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. Then the Lord God called Adam and said to him, "Where are you?" So he said, "I heard your voice into the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree of which I have commanded you that you should not eat?" Then the man said, "The woman whom you have given to me, the woman you have given to be with me, she gave me the tree, and I ate." I say that again. The man said, "The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I ate." And the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" The woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." So the Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all the cattle and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, bruise, B-R-U-I-S-E. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. To the woman he said, "I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception. In pain you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you." Then to Adam he said, "Because you have heeded the voice of your wife, and have eaten from the tree of which I have commanded you, saying, you shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for your sake. In toil you shall eat of it, and all the days of your life, both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for you. You shall eat the herbs of the field. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken, for dust you are, and to dust you shall return." And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Also for Adam and his wife the Lord God made tunics of skin and clothed them. Then the Lord God said, "Behold, the man has become like one of us, to know good and evil, and to know lest and now lest he put out his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him out of the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed cherubims at the east of the Garden of Eden, and a flaming sword which turned every way to guard the way of the tree of life. Canaan murdered Abel. Chapter 4. Now Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bore Canaan, and said, I have acquired a man from the Lord. Then she bore again, this time his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of the sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in that process of time it came to pass that Cain brought an offering of the fruit of the garden of the Lord. Abel also brought of the firstborn of the flock of their fat. And the Lord respected Abel and his an offering, but he did not respect Cain and his offering. And Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell. So the Lord said to Cain, Why are you angry, and why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and it desires. Sin lies at the door, and its desire is for you, but you should rule over it. Now Cain talked with Abel and his brother, and it had come to pass when they were in the field that Canaan rose up against Abel his brother and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, Where is your brother? Where is Abel your brother? He said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me for the ground. So now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood for your hand. When you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. A fugitive and a vagabond you shall be on the earth. And Cain said to the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Surely you have driven me out this day for the face of the ground. I shall be hidden from your face, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond on the earth, and it will happen that anyone who finds me will kill me. And the Lord said to him, Therefore, whoever kills Canaan's vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord sent a mark on Cain, lest anyone finding him should kill him. The family of Cain. Then Canaan went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. And he had built a city and called that name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Ardad, Irad, and Ardad begot Mehujah, Mehujael, and Mehujah begot Methuselah, Methushal, and Methuselah begot Lamech, Lamech. Then Lamech took for himself 2 wives. The names of one was Ada, Adah, and the name of the second was Zillah, Zillah, and Ada, Adah, bore Jadah, Jabal. He was the father of those who dwelt in the tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Jodan, Jubal. He was the father of all of those who played the harps and flutes. And as of Zillah, she also bore Tubal, Canaan, Tubal-Canaan, Cain, an instructor of every craftsman in bronze and iron, and the sister of Tubal-Canaan was Naham, Naamah. The Lamech, Lamech, said to his wife Adam and Zillah, "Hear my voice. Wives of Lamech, listen to my speech. For I have killed a man for wounding me, even a young man for hunting me. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, then Lamech 77fold, a new son." And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son, and the name of him was Seth, for God had appointed another seed for me, instead of Abel, whom Cain killed. And as for Seth, to him also a son was born, and his name was Enosh, Enosh. Then men began to call on the name of the Lord. Chapter 5, the family of Adam. This is a book of the genealogy of Adam, and to the day that God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female, and blessed them, and called them mankind in the day they were created. And Adam lived 130 years, and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and named him Seth. After he begot Seth, the day of Adam were 800 years. 800 years. Sorry about that. 800 years, and he had sons and daughters. So all of the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Seth lived 140 years, and begot Enosh, Enosh. After he begot Enosh, Seth lived 870 years, and had sons and daughters. So all of the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. Enosh, Enosh, lived 90 years, and begot Canaan, Cainan. After he begot Canaan, Enosh lived 850 years, and had sons and daughters. So all of the days of Enosh were 912 105 years, and he died. Canaan lived 70 years and begot Mahalalel, Mahalelel. After he begot Mahal, Canaan lived 840 years and had sons and daughters. So all of the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. Mahal lived 65 years and begot Jared, Jared. After he begot Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had sons and daughters. So all of the days of Mahal, Mahalelel, were 895 years, and he died. Jared lived 162 years and begot Enoch. After he begot Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had sons and daughters. So all of the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. Enoch lived 65 years and begot Methuselah, Methuselah. After he begot Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years, and Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech, Lamech. After he begot Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. Lamech, Lamech, lived 182 years, and he had sons, and he called his name Noah, Noah, saying, This one will comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord had cursed. After he begot Noah, Lamech, Lamech, lived 595 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 77 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Chapter 6. Chapter 6. The wickedness and judgment of men. Now it has come to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the Son of God saw that the daughters of men, they were beautiful, and they too took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not strive with man forever, for he is indeed flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants on the earth in those days, and also afterwards. Then the Son of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of men was great unto the earth, and that every intent of the thousands of his heart. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of men was great unto the earth, and that every intent of the thousand of his heart was only evil continually. And the Lord was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. So the Lord said, I will destroy men whom I have created from the face of the earth, both men and beasts, creeping thing and bird of the air, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah pleased God. This is the genealogy of Noah. Noah was a just man, perfect in his generation. Noah walked with God, and Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. So God looked upon the earth, and indeed it was corrupt, for all flesh and corrupted their way on the earth. The ark prepared. And God said to Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Making yourself a ark of jasper wood, make room in the ark, and cover it inside and out with pitch, and this is how you shall make it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, its width 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. You shall make a window for the ark, and you shall finish it to a cubit from above, and set the door of the ark in its side. You shall make it with lower, second, and third decks, and behind I myself am bringing floodwaters on the earth to destroy from under the heavens of all the flesh in which is in beneath of the fire of the life. Everything that is on the earth shall die, but I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall go into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you. And of every living thing of all flesh you shall bring 2 of every sort into the ark, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female. Of the birds of the air, of the birds after their kind, and animals after their kind, and of every creeping thing of the earth after its kind, 2 of every kind will come to you, to keep them alive. And you shall take for yourself of all food that is eaten, and you shall gather it to yourself, and it shall be food for you and for them. Thus Noah did according to all that God has commanded him. So he did. Chapter 7. The great flood. Then the Lord said to Noah, Come into the ark, and you and all your household, because I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. You shall take with you 7 each of every clean animal, a male and his female, 2 of each animal that are unclean, a male and his female, also 7 each of birds of the air, male and female, to keep the species alive on the face of the earth, of all the earth. For after 7 more days I will cause it to rain on the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and I will destroy from the face of the earth all the living thing that I have made. And Noah did accordingly to all of that the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters were on the earth. So Noah, with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives, went into the ark because of the waters of the flood, of clean animals, of animals that are unclean, of birds, and of everything that creeps on the earth. 2 by 2 they went into the ark to Noah, male and female, as God had commanded Noah. And it has come to pass, after 7 days, that the waters of the flood were on the earth in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month. On that day, all the fountains of the great deep were broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened, and the rain was on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. On the very same day, Noah and Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, entered the ark, they and every beast after its kind, and all cattle after their kind, every creeping thing that creeped on the earth after its kind, and every bird after its kind, every bird of every sort. And they went into the ark to Noah, 2 by 2 of all flesh, into which is the breath of life. So those that entered, male and female of all flesh, went in as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. Now the Lord was on the earth 40 days. Now the flood was on the earth 40 days. Sorry about that. The waters, I'm going to read again. This is what it says. From 16, so 7:16. So those that entered, male and female of all the flesh, went in as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. Now the flood was on the earth 40 days. The waters increased and lifted up the ark, and it rose high above the earth. The waters prevailed and greatly increased on the earth, and the ark moved about on the surface of the waters. and the waters prevailed exceedingly on the earth, and all the high hills under the whole heavens were covered. The waters prevailed 15 cubits upward, and the mountains were covered, and all the flesh died that moved onto the earth, birds and cattle and beasts, and every creeping thing that creeped on the earth, and every man, all in whose nostrils was the breath of the Spirit of life. All that was on the dry land died, so he destroyed all the living thing which were on the face of the ground, both men and cattle, creeping thing, and birds of the air. They were destroyed from the earth. Only Noah and those who were within him in the ark remained alive, and the waters prevailed on the earth 150 days. Chapter 8. Noah and deliverance. Then God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the animals that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over to the earth, and the waters subside. The fountains of the deep and the windows of heaven were also opened, and the rain from heaven was restrained, and the waters receded continually from the earth. And the waters receded continually from the earth. At the end of the 150 days, the waters decreased. Then the ark rested in the 7th month, the 17th day of the month, on the mountains of Ararat, Ararat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the first day of the month, the top of the mountains were seen. So it come to pass at the end of the 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. Then he set out a raven which kept going to and fro until the waters had dried up from the earth. He also sent out from himself a dove to see if the waters had receded from the face of the ground. But the dove found no resting place for the sole of her foot, and she returned into the ark to him, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. So he put out his hand and took her and drew her into the ark to himself. And he waited yet another 7 days, and again he sent the dove out from the ark. Then the dove came to him into the evening, and behold, a freshly plucked olive leaf was in her mouth. And Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. So he waited yet another 7 days, and sent out the dove, which did not return again to him any more. And it had come to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, that the waters were dried up from the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and indeed the surface of the ground was dry. And in the second month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was dried. Then God spoke to Noah, saying, "Go out of the ark, you and your wife and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing of all flesh that is with you, bird and cattle, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, so that they may abound on the earth, and be fruitful and multiply on the earth." So Noah went out, and his sons and his wives and his sons' wives with him, every animal, every creeping thing, every bird, and whatever creeps on the earth, according to their families, went out of the ark. God's covenant with the creation. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took for every clean animal and for every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a soothing aroma. Then the Lord said in his heart, "I will never again curse the ground of for men's sake, although the emanation, immigration of men's hearts is evil from his youth, nor will I again destroy every living thing, as I have done, while the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not chase." Chapter 9. So God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth, and the fear of you and the dread of you shall be on every beast of the earth, on every bird of the air, and on all move on the earth, and on the fish of the sea. They are given into your hand. Even moving things that live shall be food for you. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. I have given you all things, even as the green herbs, but you shall not eat flesh with its life. You shall not eat flesh with its life, that is, its blood. Surely for your lifeblood I will demand a reckoning from the hand of every beast. I will require it, and from the hand of man, from the hand of every man's brother, I will require the life of men. Moreover, shield men's blood. Moreover, whoever sheds men's blood, by man's his blood shall be shelled. Wait, I'm going to read that again, because it didn't sound right to me. So I'm going back to number 9, Genesis 9. So God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth, and the fear of you and the dread of you shall be on every beast of the earth, on every bird of the air, on all that moves on the earth, and on all the flesh, and on all the fish of the sea. They are given into your hand. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. I have given you all things, even as the green herbs. But you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is, its blood. Surely, for your lifeblood I will demand a reckoning from the hand of every beast. I will require it, and from the hand of man, from the hand of every man's brother, I will require the life of men. Whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed. For in the image of God he made man. And as for you, be fruitful and multiply, bringing forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply it. Then God spoke to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And as for me, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds of the cattle and every beast of the earth with you, of all that go out of the ark, every beast of the earth. Thus I establish my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood. Never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. It shall be when I bring a cloud over to the earth, that the rainbow shall be seen in the cloud, and I will remember my covenant which is between me and you, and every living creature of all flesh. The waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. The rainbow shall be in the cloud, and I will look on it to remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. And God said to Noah, This is a sign of the covenant which I have established between me and all of flesh that is on the earth. Noah and his sons. Now the sons of Noah who went out to the ark were Shem, Ham, and Jethro, and Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and from these the whole earth was populated. And Noah begot to be a farmer, and he planted a vineyard. Then he drank of the wine and was drunk, and became uncovered in his tent. And Ham and the father of Canaan saw the nakedness of his father, and told his 2 brothers outside. But Shem and Jethro took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, and went backwards, and covered the nakedness of their father. Their faces were turned away, and they did not see their father's nakedness. So Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his young son had done to him. Then he said, "Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants. He shall be to his brethren." And he said, "Blessed be to the Lord, the God of Shem, and may Canaan be his servant. May God enlarge Jethem, and may he dwell in the tent of Shem. And may Canaan be his servant." And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. So all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. Chapter 10. Nations descended from Noah. Now this is the generation of the sons of Noah. Shem, Ham, and Jethem, the sons were born to them after the flood. The sons of Jethem were Gomer, Gomer, Maragon, Gomer, Maragon, Javion, Tobel, Meshech. So it's, let me just spell it out. Madai, second name Javan, second name Tubal, next name Meshech, Meshech, and Tirash, Tiraas. The sons of Gomer were Ashka, Ephra the Tamara, it's Riphath, and Togarmah is Togarmah. The sons of Javan, Javan, were Elhiam, Elisha, Tarsha, Tarsish, Kittim, Kittim, and Dotham, Dodanim. From these the coastland people of the Gentiles were separated into their land, everyone according to his language, according to their families, into their nations. The sons of Ham were Cush, is Cush, Mizraim, Mizraim, Put, and it's Put, and Canaan, Canaan. The sons of Cush were Seba, Seba, and Hephrah, Havilah, Sathram, Sabtah, Raham, Raamah, and Saphareth, Sabtechah. And the sons of Raham were Shethra, Sheba, and Dedan, Deda, and Cush begot Nimrod, Nimrod. He begot to be a mighty one of the earth. he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Therefore, it is said, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Babel, Erech, Erech, and Akkad, Accad, and Calneh, Calneh, in the land of Shinar, Shinar, Shinar. From the land he went to Assyria, Assyria, it's a place, and built Nihra, Nineveh, it's a place, Rehoboth, Rehoboth, Ir, and Karha, Calah, and Resen, Resen, between Nirhan, it's Nineveh, it's a place, and Calah, Calah, that is the principal city. Miraz, Mizraim, begot Loman, Ludim, Anham, Anamim, Leham, it's Lehabim, Naphtha, it's Naphtuhim, and Pathrusim, Patrusim, and Castellum, Casluhim, from whom came the Philistines, and the Captrim, Captrorim. Just a note for you, the reason why I'm spelling out the names is out of respect for God, because if I can't pronounce a name, I need to spell it to honor God, because it's just honorable. Canaan begot Sidon, Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, Heth, the Jebusite, it's a people, the Amorite, it's a people, and the Girgashite, it's a people, the Havite, it's a people, and the Arite, and the Sinite, it's a people, the Arite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamorite, these are people. Afterwards, the families of the Canaanites, people, were dispersed, and the borders of the Canaanites was from Sidon, it's a place, Sidon, as you go towards Gerar, is a place, Gerar, as far as Gazar, Gazar, then as you go towards Salmon, Sodom, is a place, Gomorrah, Gomorrah, is a place, Adam, it's another place, Admah, and Zebulun is a place, Zeboim, as far as Lashan is a place, Lasha. These were the sons of Ham, according to their families, according to their languages, into the land and their nations. And children were born also into Shem, the father of the children of Edom, the brothers of Jethem, Japhet, and the elder, the sons of Shem, Shem, were Elham, Elam, and Asher, Issashur, and Aphrodites, Aphaxad, Lad, is Lud, and Aram, Aram. The sons of Aram were Uz, and then Hul, Hul, and Gether, Gether, and Mash, Mash. Arpad, Arphaxad, begot Sarah, Salah, and Salah, Salah, begot Eber, Eber, Eber. 2. Eber was born 2 sons, and the name of one had belonged from his days on the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Joktan, Joktan, and Joktan begot Almodad, it's Almodad, Shelem, Sheleph, and Harameth, it's Hazarmaveth, and Jerah is Jerah, and Hamaram, Hadoram, and Uziel, and Delha is Diklah, and Obel is Obal, and Abimel is Abimael, and Sheham is Sheba, and Orpha, Ophir, and Venhar is Havilh, and Joab, Joboab. All these were the sons of Joktan, Joktan, and their dwelling places was Mesha, Mesha, as you go towards Sephar, Sephar, the mountain of the east. These were the sons of Shem, Shem, according to their families, according to their languages in their land, according to their nations. These were the families of the sons of Noah according to their generations into the nations. And from these the nations were divided on the earth after the flood. Chapter 11.